Hello and welcome back. This is the second video of the Windows batch file creation, which we want to use for restart and shutdown. In the previous video, we created those two files and then we tested them, but now we want to automate using the Windows scheduler. So from the search, if you just check scheduler, task scheduler, and then from there, if you go to the right click here, and if you say create task, and then if you name it, let's call this one restart, and restart, then what do you want to do? Whether the person's logged on or they are not logged on, we want to use that, and we use in here for Windows 10, and you can add some description what that's for. Then the trigger, what do you want to do? We can create a new trigger. So that trigger is a daily, and when it is, let's say it's 8:22 now, let's make it 26, for example, yeah, or 27 every day. And then what do you want to do with that? So we can say run, so it's enabled, make sure that's enabled. And if you want to delay, if you want to do some other change, repeat task every hour, whatever you want to do here, we just want to say every day when it's at that time, restart the machine. If it's a shutdown, for example, when you finish all your labs and you have a lab that someone used it and you want to shut down all your machines to save electricity, then probably that would be another scenario you can use it for. So if you want to use it for a certain period from that time to that time, you can also create from here. That's all good. So daily at 8:27. So that's good. Now what do we want to do? This trigger at 8:27, and you call it restart, what is it has to do? So we can say create an action, and that action is actually, you have multiple options here, and start the program. And what's the program? We can now point to our desktop where we saved the restart batch file and then copy that. Then we can add arguments if you want to, but that is not required, so we save it. The next thing is, if you click on conditions, some conditions, sometimes you might want to create some exceptions, but that's not what I want to cover here. So we have the trigger at 8:27, and the action is to run that file, and if I save, it will ask me to provide the password of this user. So I'm going to do that. Okay, so that's provided, and that task is now done. It's 8:27 now, 8:24. So if I create another one for shutdown, in the meantime, you can create a basic one if you want to, which directs you to steps like next, or yeah, let's do that one actually. So instead of doing the advanced ones here, you can have a basic one where you create and then say next. It asks you what task is to do. So the three main ones. So let's call this one shutdown, and next it's daily again. Next, if it's daily, what time? Let's call let's change that one. And the minutes, let's call it 35. And make sure this is also that you'll be waiting long. You could do the other way around, or you can just write 00. That's it. So every day, and next, start the program. Next, now you point to the shutdown file, which is this one. Then click OK, and you say finish. That's all. So it is now 2 minutes, but I need to change a little bit from the restart. It's a few seconds. So edit, let's say properties, double click actually, and then go to the triggers, and in here I need to edit. So here I just want to make it 00, and then save, click OK, provide the password. Okay, so let's save that. Restart message. Okay, what has changed? We're catching up. The time is actually getting closer. Let's keep it as it is and cancel that change, and then see 20 milliseconds pass. 8:27 .20, so it is 26 now. Okay, so it's 26. We wait for a little, and that's ready for us. So the machine should restart. We're watching from here, so bear with me while that reaches 27 and 20. So now it is 27, and then the machine restarts in 5 seconds. So there you go. If you want to shut it down, we will wait for this to complete, and then we actually said at 35 we might reduce the time, and that will completely shut down the machine. So that's the second task, but the restart is now working on. Okay, restart is now completed. I want to test the shutdown, the automated shutdown, but I think we need to change the time. I'll make it a little bit faster, maybe 32. So let's go to the scheduler. Task scheduler, and we have it at 35. So we have tasks listed here. Our tasks, so the shutdown. If we double click on this one, I was thinking we can edit from here. Properties, yes. So if we go to the time and if we edit, instead of 35 it is now 31, let's say 33. Okay, let's make it 33, and that's it for now. And then click OK. I don't know what that error is. I need to find out. And so it's not accepting for some reason, whatever that change we made. So it's still staying at 35. We can create a new one, but I'll pause the recording and then I'll find out what that error is. Okay, so there is an error I figured out. I will sort it in another video, but now the time's already catching up, 35. And when it is 8:35, the shutdown of this machine should continue. And let's close that. It's now 44 seconds after it reached 35. Remember, we added 5 seconds, so it will take 5 seconds for this machine to shut down, to start the shutdown. So now it is 35. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's how you do the shutdown. You can automate. If you have multiple machines running in a lab, and when you are done with your lab, you want to shut them down, or maybe you have an office where a lot of computers are using electricity and you want to reserve power, probably you can use this batch file automated from a central server, and it can shut them down all. Thank you for your time, and see you in another video.